Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are gonna take it back to the good old days when we used to just sit around and eat big bowls or pots of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Ooh, I'm so excited. We're gonna make a keto version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch using pork rinds. And then the second ingredient is Mexican frying cheese. This one's queso de freír. We've seen queso blanco, we've seen queso fresco. So any of those Mexican frying cheeses or white cheeses will definitely work for this recipe. And then we are going to add some cinnamon, some stevia drops for the sweetness, and then at the end, we are going to toss it in erythritol to just give it that Cinnamon Toast Crunch feel. So like when you pour the milk on top, all the milk gets cinnamony and sugary. It's so good. We're gonna relive our childhoods. So 2 parts cheese, 1 part pork rind. We're gonna do 4 ounces of cheese and 2 ounces of pork rinds today to make a big old batch. You just wanna pulse it up. And that looks perfect. So now we are gonna add 2 ounces of pork rinds. And these are just the Hers cheap brand we find at the grocery store. So if you have like your favorite that, are a little pricey or you just, you don't want to crumble them up, then save those and just get whatever crappy brand you get because they repurpose really well. And 2 ounces of this. Oh, look at that. Next, we are going to melt a tablespoon of butter and add that in just for a little more fat. We are going to add our butter, pour it all over. A little bit of vanilla. Usually just like to eyeball that. You can go crazy with the cinnamon here. We're gonna do about a half tablespoon. And you can always toss it in extra cinnamon at the end. And then we are going to use liquid stevia to sweeten it up. We're gonna do, this is a pretty big batch, so we're gonna do probably 30 drops, 30 or so. And then we pulse. And that, guys, that's what you're looking for. So now we have 2 baking sheets here. We are going to coat the entire surface with one, and then we're gonna lay the other one on top so that it doesn't burn, but it heats through evenly. Let's give this a little grease. So now this is kind of where your personal preference comes in. If you like it really thick, you can keep it thicker. We're gonna go in between. We like ours kind of thick too. As you can see, I'm pushing the edges up, and this is just a tip so that the edges don't burn. You want an even surface area. There you go. So we have the oven preheating to 450 degrees right now. We're gonna pop this guy in real quick for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna pull him out and cut him into pieces. And we just took it out of the oven. As you can see, the edges did start to brown a little, but we are going to cut this into cereal pieces and then put it back in the oven, and that'll ensure that the rest of the inside gets just as crispy. So it was in the oven for about 10 minutes. 8 minutes with the one tray on top, and then I pulled it out and took off the tray, and then 2 minutes without the tray. So let's cut into these. So as you're cutting into it, I would recommend cutting slower, be a little gentle, and hold down on the cereal so it doesn't pull apart from each other. Now that it's all cut out, we're just gonna space it out a little so they have some breathing room to crisp up in the oven. And then if there are some pieces you think can be removed, you can set those aside. And then we are going to put this back in the oven for an additional 10 minutes, but we're gonna keep an eye on it because we don't want it to get too crispy. So let's get these in and then we'll see you back. So I made this cute little makeshift Cinnamon Toast Crunch bag. We're gonna use it for pictures. I actually just stole it from Whole Foods and then I just like repurposed it for Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So these are out of the oven. As you can see, they're a little brown, but that's okay because we're gonna toss them in cinnamon sugar, and then they'll taste exactly like the cereal right out of the box. For the second 10-minute round, it ended up only being 6 minutes, and we put it in for 400 degrees. But as usual, everything, the ingredients and the steps will all be linked below in the blog post. Now we're going to just add this cinnamon sugar mixture straight to the bag and shake it around. How good did those look? You hear that crunch? Perfect. And we've made these a couple times and flawless. So grab some coconut milk, grab some cashew milk, whatever you like. Put these in a bowl, pour some milk on top, and have yourself some cereal today. Thanks for checking out this recipe. As usual, blog post is linked below. Ding that bell, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.